So what is going on, guys? NandoPrince93 here with another video, and first just want to give a shout out to you guys because we hit 4,000 subscribers and it continues to grow. So that's awesome. It's a great feeling to know that, I'm putting out content, you guys are watching it, and it's helpful, right? So this video is going to be a quick one because I just wanted to follow up the last video because you guys had a bunch of questions that still remained after that keyboard video with the mouse, with the trackpad by Fix Nozar. And some of the main questions were, how's the trackpad in terms of like responsiveness and speed? Does it fold all the way over to give you like a tablet mode, kind of like the Bridge does? Because, for a lot of people, the iPad is a note-taking device. And if it's upright, you can't really take notes, right? And then also, how hard is it to take out of the case itself, right? So in response to all those, I'm gonna kind of show you guys what the process is like to take this thing off. It's not easy. Like if you go into a meeting, right, and you go in like this, but you need to pop it out real quick to take notes down on the table, I would not recommend it, right? If you're just kind of going back and forth on your own for personal use, then it's fine. But if you're like in a pickle and you're like, I need to rip this thing out real quick, take some notes, it's gonna be like an awkward situation, right? So real quick, this is what you're dealing with. What I like to do is I take the pencil off because then it gives you some lip here to kind of prop out. And you also have the back, there's two holes in the back. You have the camera bump and this. I like to go with the camera bump because I don't wanna poke this too hard. And so what I do is I just poke through the camera and then kind of just start wiggling it out. Pop it out, and there you go. So maybe if you are in a pickle, you can kind of rip it out pretty quickly, but for the most part, either decide to keep it in or take it out. Don't be doing it back and forth, back and forth. I do feel like eventually, maybe it's not great for the iPad, but again, so far, zero bend. If I put it down on a table, there's no space down underneath, which is awesome. And then to pop it back in, just slide it to the bottom, it clicks in. And again, remember I posted, or when in the original video, it doesn't go fully over the actual iPad, but it does the job. And for those people asking, does this go all the way over? No, this is the extent. So this is as far back as it goes, right? And the farther back you go, the more wobbly it gets. So keep that in mind. So if you are taking notes like this, try to keep it a little closer. You might have to two-hand this guy and do one of these, but it's doable, right? It is doable. Now, the last thing that I wanted to cover with you guys with the iPad is the responsiveness of the trackpad. So keep in mind, this is not going to be like a MacBook Pro trackpad. It's not going to be as responsive. It's not as high-end, as premium. It doesn't have that nice finish, but it does work. So it does work pretty well. All you do to activate it is press the space bar, you start moving around, and there is the mouse, right? So obviously, you still have the triple tap to go away. You still have the, the one-time click. And it is touch sensitive. So what you can do is you can either actually press down for the click or just tap. So it does work that way as well. So again, it's not super comfortable, and you have to get used to the fact that you can't really use two fingers like you would on a Mac. Like for instance, being able to hold something down and kind of moving it around with the other finger, because that doesn't work. It kind of gets tricked. So it's almost like using a Windows mouse trackpad. But overall, again, this is like a $70, $80 keyboard, and on its own, even without the trackpad, I would recommend it because the typing experience is a lot better than you would get on the regular iPad Pro keyboard case. Just because it's it's a lot clickier, there's more travel, more key travel, and it feels like the actual device down here feels pretty premium. It's not it's not going to wow you in terms of finish, but it works. You have all the hotkeys up here, so you have the ability to do more with this keyboard than you would with the Apple keyboard. Right? The only thing that I don't like about this is it's a little heavy, but once you fold it, the form factor is still pretty thin. Like I was surprised how thin this thing still is. It's very MacBook Air-like, and if that's what you guys want to get into, then go for it. And then also, for those people that do watch Unbox Therapy, you have to use two hands to open this guy up, right? Because it is a strong hinge, which is nice. So this is a two-handed device when you open it. The keyboard is doing well. I do wish that the battery showed up here in the battery indicator, but it doesn't. But as you can see, it is responsive. One thing that I do wish is that I wish you can like use two fingers to swipe to the next screen, but unfortunately you can't. So you have to like hold down and drag it with one finger. So again, if you try to use one finger and then swipe with the other one, it won't work. It gets confused. So you wanna swipe one finger. So it's as if that is your finger kind of moving the screen around. So basically, do I still recommend this like 1 week later? It depends. If you want a keyboard, if you want to have like a MacBook-like experience with your iPad, then yes, I do recommend it. A lot of people are saying like, wow, we're going backwards. Like the whole reason about the iPad is so we don't have to carry around a MacBook. But I think it's the best of both worlds because you can pop it out and use your iPad, and you can pull this on and make it seem it's like 90%, 95% of the way there to feeling like an actual laptop. From a physicality standpoint, it feels like one, but from a software standpoint, there's a little bit of a learning curve, right? But overall, I'm a fan. I would still recommend this to people. Again, keep in mind the trackpad is not going to be exactly the same. It's still responsive, and to me, it is. So it works surprisingly well. I did not expect it to work that well, especially for a no-name company from a third-party brand on Amazon, and especially when the one that's supposed to be the best is like 3 times the price of this, and I'm not paying $220 for the Bridge Keyboard Plus or Pro or whatever they call it. Because I just refuse, guys. You can literally get an iPad Pro keyboard for like 20 bucks. Like, why go spend $220? You can go buy You can go buy AirPods Pro at Best Buy because they're definitely on sale. So at the end of the day, I recommend it for anybody who wants more of a laptop type experience. And the beauty of it, and one of the nicest things about it, is that it is lappable. So if you kind of scoot back, you put it on your lap, it works a lot better on your lap than the iPad Pro keyboard from Apple works. Because that one, you have the 2 viewing angles and that's it. But at the end of the day, it's your decision, guys. I'm just here reviewing, and that's gonna do it for this video. Stay tuned. I'm gonna do a really cool one for the best iPad Pro browser. And then also, peep this guy. Decided to cave and I got an Apple Watch Series 5 after having the original Apple Watch for about 6 years. Like, I got it the day it came out, and it's not even the Series 1, it was the original Apple Watch. Back when they made that like gold-plated one. You guys remember that? But that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Help somebody out, answer those questions that you guys had for the previous video, because that video did super well. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for all the support, subscribing. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.